Howdy guys, Bookie Laura here. For a long time I've been thinking about doing the 25 bookish facts about me thing, but I've been putting it off for a while because I wanted to leave it until I had like 100 subscribers, till I had enough people that would be interested in hearing about me, and it only went and blooming happened. So here are 25 bookish facts about me. Number 1, I barely ever reread books. In fact, I would go so far as to say that I think there is only one book that I have reread in my life. Number 2, growing up I had a real obsession with the Malory Towers books, and I think that it grew into an obsession with all books that are based around boarding schools, which explains my love for Harry Potter. Number 3, I try not to keep copies of books after I've read them. I try and either give them to charity or give them to somebody that I know will enjoy them. Just get rid of them. Number 4, I can only read one book at a time. I have entirely no idea how people manage to read more than one book at the same time. Number 5, I hate love stories. It can be love. In fact, I would go so far as to say I hate love in books completely. I just find it very fake, and yeah, I just don't buy it most of the time. Number 6, I have a weird obsession with trying to work out what fraction of a book I have read. Every time I finish reading, when I put a book down, I'll be looking to see, oh, have I read 2/3? Have I read 3/8? And I'm obsessed with trying to work out what fraction I've read. That is weird. Number 7, my favourite author. Now this is a difficult one, but I always go with Stephen King because I've read a lot of books by Stephen King and very few of them have I been disappointed by. Number 8, I like both physical books and Kindle. I love them both, and I don't know what the obsession is with having to choose between them because they're both amazing. Number 9, I love gifting books to other people, whether that's for an occasion, I love going to the bookshop and picking out a book I think they'll like, or whether it's just giving them a book after I've read it that I think they'll enjoy. Number 10, I have one signed book. One. But I love it and it means the world to me. Number 11, I am an absolute library addict. I go to the library usually once a week and I am obsessed with it. Number 12, reading out loud makes me yawn. Number 13, when I was in 6th form, I studied English literature. Number 14, I love completing books. Now that sounds obvious, but actually it's not necessarily about finishing the story as much as it is about that completion thing. I just love the feeling of having finished something. Number 15, I don't actually have a very big physical TBR, although I have a huge list of books on Goodreads that I want to read. The books that I have on my shelf is relatively small because I tend to finish it before I buy more books. Number 16, most of the books that I do have copies of are secondhand. Number 17, if I'm reading a book that is a movie adaptation, then I really try to avoid the book covers that are based on the movie. I don't think that I'm alone there. Number 18, I am really affected by other people's opinions of books. Now this is weird. If I read a book, I have to rate it and get my thoughts down before I read what anybody else thinks of it, because as soon as I read a review by somebody else, it can completely change how I feel about a book. Number 19, my favourite book of all time is The Shining by Stephen King. Number 20, I love using Twitter to keep in touch with authors. It's my favourite thing to do on Twitter. Number 21, a good plot matters more to me than anything else. Lots of people I see write reviews where they say, oh, it's a great idea, but the writing wasn't very good. I can almost accept bad writing quite easily if the plot has got me. Number 22, I have never, ever cried when reading a book. I'm just that cold-hearted. Number 23, my least favourite genre is that kind of historical fiction. In fact, I would go so far as to say anything that involves history. It doesn't have to be fiction. It can be fiction or non-fiction. I just don't like reading about history. Number 24, I have a notebook that has my entire TBR listed in it. This is really nerdy, but it actually has a list of all the books that are available in my library. It has a list of all the books that are not, with the cheapest price that I found them so far, so that if I find them somewhere else, I'll know if it's a real bargain. And number 25, when I'm finishing a book, I cannot sleep. Now I know that sounds obvious because you'd think, oh, when you're getting towards the end of a book, you stay up late trying to finish it. But weirdly enough, it's usually that I wake up really early in the morning and read. So those are 25 bookish facts about me. If you are similar to me in any way, then let me know below, because I would love particularly any of the weirder ones, to know that I'm not the only one out there. I've also considered doing a general 25 non-bookish facts about me, but I think I'm going to keep that in for maybe, you know, when I hit another milestone. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.